They tell you that a superior mind is a gift. I saw it as a formula, a logical equation where the variables were solved before the question was even asked. My high ambitions and dreams were perfectly achievable. But what happens when that maximum efficiency is met with one catastrophic variable? Zero support. You get the brilliant mind's most tragic waste. I was built for the abstract. My mind found the hardest utility in the most complex systems. Others called it intelligence. I recognized it as a state of optimal neural architecture. Difficulty was not a barrier. It was merely an obstacle to be annihilated by analytical composure. My target wasn't just success. It was mastery, the International Math Olympiad. Not a dream, but the next logical step in the blueprint. A destination fixed by sheer mental capacity. I wasn't just capable, I was designed for it. But even a perfect formula needs execution. Psychologists call the space between high competence and genuine mastery the zone of proximal development, the ZPD. To cross it, you require scaffolding, the guidance of a more knowledgeable other, specialized resources, support. This is where the inevitable was sabotaged. My potential was not defeated by a lack of skill. It was destroyed by a lack of belief. My genius was met with constant invalidation. My pursuit of the highest efficiency was dismissed as a childish dream. The resources required, the advanced books, the specialized tutoring were actively withheld. Over a year of humiliation, arguing, fighting for the tools I needed to execute my destiny, crying in solitary. This wasn't a failure to achieve a goal. It was the denial of the mechanism required to achieve it. I was made a victim of a foundational structure that was actively engineering my decay. At last, when I finally gave up, my hyperfocused tendencies stopped at a halt. Finding no commitment or excitement, I turned to the only other dopamine detox available. The void of the limitless addiction of TV, YouTube shorts, consuming endless scientific facts, phenomena, and effects, subconsciously absorbing all while battling with the emptiness. Math was the only thing that gave me mental challenge. Without it, my cognitive was left to starve. Fast forward months later. The result? The result is a cognitive phenomenon far more cruel than simple failure, regressive cognition. My personal reverse Flynn effect. When the brain is denied its required high-friction environment, it does not wait. It enters a state of cognitive atrophy. The demand for maximum efficiency is replaced by the need for survival in mediocrity. The pathways forged in battle are starved. The effortless fluency I had, the speed, the intuitive leaps, they vanish. It takes twice the time and 3 times the frustration to access the level of thought I once commanded naturally. The brilliance is still the blueprint, but the access roads are overgrown and impassable. The analytical mind built for the apex was forced to regress. My ambition, once a logical certainty, was repurposed into an experiment that failed, simply because the world pulled the plug. I am the living proof of the paradox. The higher the initial potential, the more devastating the collapse when support is zero. They tried to make me settle. They succeeded in forcing the regression. They manufactured the waste. Now the very people who praised me, saying my IQ was high, I had so much potential and I should stop doing math all the time and be normal like others. Tell me how I used to be perfect and how I ruined myself. I ruined myself? This thought always haunts me. Is that why I've been falling in a repetitive cycle of chronic depression and no one noticed? You talk about how that kid studies so hard and he always has a book. But did I not ask for books on diverse topics even before my ambitions peaked during my early teens? Had I not asked you for finance, dark psychology books besides math? But the experience gave me a clarity few possess. The precise, analytical truth of how genius is killed. I know the formula for the collapse, and I know the weakness of the structure that caused it. But I don't know how to rise again. This generation, the one that inflicted the waste, they are gone by. The future is not about recovery. It is about recalibration. At least I will never let my future kid feel invalidated and shamed for having high ambitions and stab him emotionally, slowly killing him.
Subscribe if you want more.